fantasy football with my friends.
You should have done that last week to make like a smoky effect back here.
Yeah.
Alan, well, look who's back. Where the hell have you been? At home, sitting in your asses?
Go away now, Josh. Actually, my name is Alan.
You're a dorky white kid with a Cub Scout bandana on his head.
Echo.
Tango on.
Football.
Welcome back to Bent on Fantasy Football. Alan Bentley here.
And Josh Worley here, and I got to tell you guys, that's rare to see Alan blow smoke out of his mouth, because usually he's blowing it out of his ass.
Oh,
So,
ho, ho, ho.
ho, 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 ho.
Okay, that's where we're going this week. Okay.
That's where we're going this week. I kicked your butt last week in fantasy,
Shut
so.
up. Shut up. It was I'm sure it was just a typographical error.
I went from dead last to still dead last, but with a 2-game winning streak, so.
You went from dead last to dead.
Last.
All right. I want to jump into these beers real quick because I want to change the subject. So.
Okay, all right.
You want me to go first?
I don't know who went first last week. I'll go first.
Oh, before we go too far, to let you guys know, we are recording this on election night, so get out there and vote.
Alan got a sticker today.
It's going to be too late by the time you see this, but if you didn't vote, shame on you.
Yeah, I didn't get a sticker. I mailed mine in, so.
If you did vote, shame on you. Either way.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you can't shame anybody for voting. We're very proud of you if you voted, so.
Right. Yeah, obviously, I'm proud of voting. So.
Yes.
Anyhow,
Alan's going to wear that sticker for like 2 months now.
I am, and this shirt too.
Yeah,
So
probably.
I'm gonna have this on every show.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
I hope not.
let's get into these drinks. I'll go first.
Okay.
Since we're going to be past the election by the time our
Yes.
viewers are seeing this. I'm going to jump right into the Christmas mode. I know we got Thanksgiving coming up. There's a lot of football on Thanksgiving, but I'm just going to jump right into a Christmas song here. This part of the fantasy season is the most crucial time of the year. So anyway.
If my ears start bleeding, guys, just comment or something. But
It's not blood, is it? Okay, anyway.
and we're not talking about the election when you say that. We're talking about the playoff pushes, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So it's all about at this point of the season, you should have a really good roster set. Okay, if you don't, you need to start scrambling because a lot of the free agents are already gone. So you got to start looking at trades. Trade deadlines are coming up in a lot of fantasy leagues at this point. So
Well, the trade deadline for the NFL is today, and no big moves were made. And it's already passed because it was like 3 p.m.
was it today or is it the 7th? I thought it was the 7th.
No, it's today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's 3 big things happening today. Of course, the biggest is the election. The second one was the NFL trade line. I believe it was 4 p.m. Eastern. It could have been 5 Eastern, but it's already passed. No big moves, which kind of surprised me. And then the third one, which Alan's going to love, the College Football Playoff Committee announces their playoff rankings for the first ever 12-team playoff tonight. So, yeah, I know you're excited about that.
Yeah, I can hardly contain myself from containing myself. Anyway, yeah, that's great.
All right, so this is the most important time of year. My
is.
beer says.
No, wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
done.
All right.
I'm not done yet. Anyway, this time of the year, get your roster set. Make sure that you have your players in place. Like I said, if you don't, start making trades. Start trying to figure out what you're going to do because it's go time right now.
It is. It is for sure go time.
At this point, you're making your way to the playoffs. All right, and that's the key. Getting to the playoffs. You can't win the league if you don't get in the playoffs.
That's
right?
all you got to do to get in. Yeah.
Yep. So, get your lineups, get your rosters in place, and go get them now.
Yes, absolutely.
Now
Okay.
okay.
So mine is kind of the same theme. Mine says a playoff run is in the cards. Now this has a double meaning because I was, like I said, guys, my team was. I thought I had a good team, but I was 1-6, dead last. I destroyed the number 1 team last week, which I bragged about on my beer can. And then I destroyed the second place team this week. Okay, so I'm moving on up, guys, and now I'm playing a guy who's got Randy Moss as his best player, or Bill Belichick is his best player. His team is decimated. So I'm gonna be 4-6 after this week. So not only is my playoff run in the cards, but that Cardinal Bears game, guys, that NFC West could go to anyone. There's one game basically that separates all 4 teams. You know what I mean? So who knows what's going to happen with that? I would love to see my Cards get in the playoffs. I don't think they will because they still suck, even though they beat the Bears. Did you see that last play of the first half?
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to the Bears defense we talked about. The 2-minute defense has just been horrible the last 2 weeks, guys. End of the game with Washington and the end of the half with a 53-yard run. They were trying to run the clock out, and Bears gave up a touchdown. So, oh well. All right, let's pop these bad. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead. I thought I was going to take a nap.
All right,
Open my
so just like you do every week, guys.
kick back, pop open a cold one.
And enjoy the show. I hate you.
All right. Now you say you may be moving on up, but I'm gonna tell you right now, fish don't fry in the kitchen and beans don't burn on the grill. You ain't going anywhere. You're still gonna be in the gutter.
Is that like a John Madden or Yogi Berra quote? Because it makes really no sense. So
It's moving on up to the east.
to the east side, yes, yeah, the Jeffersons.
Yeah, you got to be at least his age to know that. And
I know that song, but I don't know all the
Apparently
words
older,
to it. I used to watch the Jeffersons. They came on like right before Charles in Charge in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's talk about football for a while.
Let's talk about football. Oh, we do want to remind you guys, like, share, subscribe. We got 11 new subscribers this past week, guys. So,
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, so we love all the comments. We had our guest on last week, our
Yeah.
skeleton guest.
Yep.
Virginia McCaskey's, was that her daughter? Or?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
actually.
Yeah, and we had a naming contest. We got the
Not Virginia. It was, Miss
Fortune's daughter.
but
Yeah.
Who looks a lot like Virginia McCaskey, so you can
Yes.
see the difference. Okay,
Yes.
Go ahead.
But we had a contest last week. We're going to extend it for one more week because we're getting so many responses. So here's the 25. Oh,
Here's a $25 gift
here's the
card.
$25. I'm trying not to show the code, Alan, because I don't want anybody to pause it and steal it. So here's the $25 Starbucks gift card. The code is right here. So if they pause it, they can type that all in. So,
Yep.
So we're going to extend it for one more week for a name for our guest on last week's show. Name it. We'll pick the best name and we'll give the gift card away next week.
Yeah. We did have a lot of responses to it, a lot of really cool names, but keep sending those names in. Keep giving us your suggestions on the name. We are gonna next week for sure. We will announce a winner on that. So get those.
We
in
were
there.
going to
We
plan on
absolutely-
doing it this week, but we got so many. There's about 6 that we can't decide between. But keep bringing them in, and we'll see if we can come up with a clear-cut winner.
Yep, absolutely. We will come up with a clear cut.
We will.
Okay. All
No
right.
ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That's right. All right. Let's jump into what's got us bent this week.
What's got us bent? Do
Let's go.
you want to go first, or you
No,
want me to?
you go right ahead.
Okay, so Alan and I think we're kind of on the same page with a couple incidences. Over the weekend, Joel Embiid had a physical altercation with a reporter. Now, it started off as a verbal altercation. I don't know the exact nature of the conversation. I do know what it entailed, some of the details in it, but Joel Embiid physically assaulted a reporter by shoving him. Now, keep in mind, Joel Embiid's 7'3". He's about 300-something pounds. The reporter is our size.
So
You
it's a
know.
fair fight then.
It was a fair fight, but my gov is with the Philadelphia 76ers. They only suspended him 3 games. I mean, I don't have a problem with players fighting, unless it gets dirty. I mean, emotions get high out there on the field, but there's 2 things that are off limits when you're a professional athlete. You don't touch the fans, you don't assault the fans, you don't assault reporters. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So 3 games is almost just like a slap in the face to sports fans like we are. And that's my opinion. You guys may feel differently, but it's just a slap in the face as a sports fan. So.
Okay, and I would totally agree with you on that. We talked a little bit about it before we
Yes, we did.
came on here, and kind of along the same lines. What's got me gubbed this week is the whole situation with Jason Kelsey. If you guys haven't seen it, the video clip's gone viral, so get out there and look at it. It's everywhere on the internet. But basically, the gist of it is Jason Kelsey was walking, and a heckler said something, made a
Homophobic slur.
thank you
About his brother.
about his brother because he's dating what's her face,
Taylor Swift.
So which I don't understand. It was kind of a weird comment in the first place, but anyway, Kelsey got mad and turned around and grabbed the guy's phone and slammed it down. There's probably more to it than that. I don't know, but a couple things on this. The whole situation's got me bent because the dude should have never have said that. You can say what you want, you know. You can say you suck as a player, or you know, a former player, whatever. But you really don't attack like family. You know, that's
Right,
That should
absolutely.
be off limits. Especially if you don't know the guy, you don't know who he is or what he's about. But that being said, the response was a little over the top as well. Now, I can live with him smashing the guy's phone.
That's just the guy's property. That's not his safety. That's not his health. That's not physically assaulting him. Do you know what I mean?
Right. And my point exactly. If you lay his hands on him, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, slamming his phone down, I'm okay with. I'm sure ESPN's not. I'm sure his representatives or his agents not, and the whole 9 yards. But I'm okay with that, and I think the guy should never have said that in the first place.
Right.
Second, I don't think he should have repeated the same homophobic slur back to him after smashing the dude's phone.
Yes.
So
Yes. And then just like Embiid, I was talking to his size. Kelsey's a big dude, man. He could end somebody's life quickly if he wanted to in a matter of seconds. And I really commend him for not touching the dude or not physically assaulting the dude.
Right.
A phone's one thing, but yeah, you just don't touch fans or media. So, but I do give Kelsey props for not assaulting the guy.
Yeah.
So,
But, you know, if it had been me, I probably would have reacted differently and may or may not have regretted it later. Who knows? But so I give him props for even being able to.
we're not movie stars. We're not athletes. We're not even YouTube stars.
If I was
So,
if I was his size, I'd be even more likely to do it. So,
yeah.
but anyway, so excellent on the restraints. Just try to kind of watch that. I don't dislike the Kelsey brothers, so I'm not gonna say any more about
They
it.
have some funny content out there, especially the Travis Kelce American Girl SNL. If you guys haven't seen that,
Every show he has to mention that. He has to figure out some way of
that's one of my favorite SNL skits of all time, guys.
obviously.
It's amazing.
All
All right, but anyway,
five this year. Okay, so that's what's got us bent.
that's what's got us bent.
If you got something that's got you bent, put comments down below and
Put
let
comments,
us know.
yeah.
Let us know what's got you bent too. We'll talk about it on the show as well.
We
News.
do have a few news items.
Let's jump into some news.
We're on a Baltimore Ravens watch right now. So I mentioned a couple weeks ago, the NFL record for 100-yard consecutive rushing games as a team is 43. Baltimore set that in the late 2010s. Pittsburgh did it in the 70s. Baltimore's at 42 straight games now, guys, with 100-plus rushing yards as a team. I don't see that slowing down anytime soon, especially when you got Lamar and Derrick Henry. Either one of those guys can go for 100 in a given week. I mean, Henry's averaging, 120, 130, something like that?
The Ravens just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
As the season goes on, and not to jinx anybody that has them on fantasy, because I have actually both of those players on one league, not the league
Yes,
that we're on, but on
I
the
know.
other league. I have both of those players, and they are killing it for me. Knock on wood.
You have Mark Andrews in our league, don't you?
I do. I
Okay.
do. And so I'm trying to get a little piece of that Baltimore train ride. As much as I can anyway. But
Yeah.
they're just going to keep going and going and going and going. From a fantasy perspective, points. I don't see that slowing down any way, shape, or form. And as far as rushing yards go, I seen this coming as soon as they got Henry. I knew they were going to turn into a huge rushing team. Just knew it.
Well, you already had Lamar, who's an RB1, and then you added another RB1. Come on now.
Exactly. So
Yeah, so I think we'll see next week if they do it. They're going to tie it. I think they are for sure. They're playing Denver, which is not the best run defense, but you could be the best run defense, and they would still shred you for over 100 when you got Lamar and Henry. So
especially when you figure, look at how Lamar hands off the ball sometimes. So nonchalant, so casual.
did you see some of those throws he made to Zay the other night? Oh my God, dude! He just flicks his wrist and it goes 60 miles down the field, accurate. It's crazy.
Yeah, 60 or 70 miles, one of the two. I don't remember which one it was, but it was a long ways.
Yards, not miles. Did I say miles?
You did.
Okay, 60 yards. Okay.
It's all right. It's fine. Yeah, so I agree. I think they are going to go break that record. So probably
Okay.
destroy it.
Yeah. So we're on Baltimore watch right now. Another watch we may have to start. I don't know if you've seen this, Alan. The Detroit offense right now over the last 6 games, Detroit offense has 28 touchdowns as a team.
Okay.
Okay, this is the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how many incompletions they have over the last 6 games?
28.
24.
Ooh, I was so close.
Yes,
Yeah,
so they
far
have
away.
more touchdowns as a team than incompletions. I mean that's something I've never seen before, have you?
No, but it'd be interesting to see where Houston lies in that as well, too. Because every week after week, Houston's got a high completion percentage, so it'd be interesting to see where they lie too.
They do. What Houston had, we watched it last year, was C.J. Stroud in passes without an interception. But I think he had like 12 incomplete passes last week, so that doesn't even put him.
Last week.
Yeah, it doesn't even put him in the same realm as Detroit right now.
Before that game though, he had a really high completion percentage going throughout the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He did have a lot of missed passes, but who's he throwing to? I mean, he really doesn't have.
You got Nico Collins and Diggs both out.
Right. He doesn't really have a whole lot of reliable targets. So it is what it is. But anyway.
Yeah. So we may have to start doing that. Do a Detroit watch.
Maybe, and Detroit's offense is really good. I want to talk while we're on the Detroit subject about their defense. Their defense is really looking good the last few games.
And their number one defensive weapon, Aiden Hutchinson, is out for the year.
Right.
So can you imagine if he were back in there? So I'm shocked that Detroit didn't add a major piece to that defensive line or linebacking core.
Mm-hmm. Well, it shows the confidence they have in their depth. That's for sure. And so far so good. They're looking really sharp this year. When do they play the Bears? Do you know?
I can look. Who's your Super Bowl favorite right now?
My Super Bowl favorite right now. I know you're going to say Detroit.
Well, let's put it this way: Super Bowl favorite matchup.
Matchup?
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, I got to pick Baltimore on one
Baltimore,
side.
Detroit is mine for sure.
Baltimore on one side of the ball. As far as on the other side of the ball, man, that's a hard one for me. Just because you have Detroit, Minnesota are probably at the top of the heap, and then it falls off pretty dramatically right after that.
You could put Philly in that conversation, maybe. I wouldn't even put Minnesota in that conversation the way they're playing right now.
Yeah.
They are on a free fall, guys.
They are, but they're not. They're gonna be fine.
They barely beat the woeful.
I know. They'll be fine though.
Okay. Philly's playing the best football in the NFL right now.
Yeah, man.
Even though KC's undefeated, I don't like that team, guys.
I don't either.
No, I don't know why they're undefeated, because they're barely getting by.
Their defense is why they're undefeated.
It's
Their
terrible.
defense,
Yeah.
their defense is awesome. Kansas City's defense is awesome.
For the other teams.
No, they're good. Look at how many points did they give up last game?
24.
No, it was 17. Kansas City's defense.
Last night they gave up 24 to Tampa Bay. They won it 30-24 in overtime.
Oh, did it go to overtime?
Yeah.
I fell asleep. I didn't know.
Oh my God, you're an idiot, Alan.
I fell asleep. I didn't care. I was out of it for fantasy wise, and I zonked out in the chair. And
That's like saying,
whole
oh,
other
well,
show.
that's like saying, well, I fell asleep and my candidate was up, so how did it change?
Well, I didn't know I fell asleep before the game was over. Okay, so anyway, another show for that.
That is funny though that you said that.
Anyway, moving on. But we'll stop talking about KC now because I'm gonna start throwing hands.
Detroit and Baltimore is who I like right now.
All right. I will say Baltimore on the other side, on the NFC side. I don't know.
Okay.
Man.
I think we can rule out the NFC West. I don't think any of those teams really have what it takes to go to the Super Bowl.
I can agree with that.
Okay.
For the most, I mean, it's basically down to the NFC North.
And the NFC East, because you got Philly
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I just don't see Philly doing it though. I have a feeling a dark horse is going to come out and win the NFC, but I don't know who it's going to be. So for argument's sake, I'll say Detroit as well.
Okay, nice. So we agreed on something.
Yeah, by default.
So we're both wrong.
Yeah, so that's definitely not happening.
Yeah.
So take your Vegas money and bet against.
It's going to be
that
like
scenario.
Cincinnati and Washington or something in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
Yeah, probably.
Oh well. All right, but anyway, let's move on.
All right, cool. So anything else you want to talk about in the news? Injuries or anything like that?
No, there was not really any big moves today. Mike Williams, I don't even know where he went because I don't care. Because it's not going to make a big difference as a receiver.
No.
Khalil Herbert went to Cincinnati. Again, I don't care because...
At this point, we talked about this before, and I think Khalil Herbert stands a good chance of being a good running back in Cincinnati, but not anyway soon.
Especially with Moss coming back. I mean, you got Chase Brown, who's a clear-cut number one there.
And I feel bad for Herbert, too, because he's always in a dogfight for that number one position, but and he's always up against somebody that's really, I shouldn't say better, but good. And he always ends up with a short end of the stick. So
Khalil Herbert's a different kind of back than what a lot of the teams that he are with the Bears. He's a different back than the type of Bears offense.
that's just it. He has to get into an offense that is more fits his style instead of him trying to fit into an offense.
I mean, the Saints, he could have maybe, but they got Kamara and Kendry Miller, so yeah. Or Jamal Williams.
If only he was a receiver, he'd have lots of places
He's
to
too
go.
small to be a receiver, dude.
But he'd have a lot of places to go.
And he's not as fast, he's not fast enough to be a receiver.
Well, you don't know. He might-
Maybe you could like sneak under their legs and stuff.
Yeah, I could.
All right, but anyway, let's move on to Womp.
All right, let's get on to one. Good lord. Let's show it.
So this is going to be the Wheel of Misfortune. You guys know what this is all about. So
And
Wheel of Misfortune.
Spells Womp.
Spells Womp.
Yep.
We both went 3-2 last week. You guys already saw what Alan did because I did it live on the show. You actually did better than I thought you would. I thought you were going to go 2-3 at best. But I went 3-2 as well.
Credit.
The one pick that really freaking blew my mind was the Chicago and Arizona. Yeah, I want to see my Cards win, guys. But
That hurt.
for the Bears to score 9 points and then not score again in the second half and give up that big 53-yard DeMarcado touchdown at the end, like I said earlier, the 2-minute off defense from the Bears to say it was atrocious would be a compliment because it's non-existent. You know what I mean? Oh, and there's another spam election call coming in,
All
like I
right.
talked about last week.
We should answer it on the show.
I got 22 texts in the last 4 days for to vote for people. Yeah, even I have pictures, and I deleted them. I would show you, but I had pictures where they sent me of them with their families, you know, saying why you should vote for them, and it all went to my spam. But
You know why that is, don't you? Is because when you're on those porn sites, you're clicking on the wrong stuff.
oh my God, Alan. The only porn site I'm on is my own OnlyFans to correct my subscribers. But never mind. We'll get away from that. So, do you just throw up a little?
A little bit.
All right. Well, I'll go first this week, guys. All we're doing is picking spreads, okay? We're not doing totals, over-unders. You all right? Do you need a minute? Or...
No, I need a beer.
That's not going to watch that taste out of your mouth.
God, I hope it does.
All right, so these are, last week we did really scary games. I thought these were the best 10 games of the slate this week. So the first one, I hate this purple color because you can't see anything. Ooh, this game is Miami and Rams Monday night. So I really like this game. Miami at the Rams. Rams are 2.5 point favorite. Both teams are kind of gelling right now. I don't know who to pick in this game. But because I have 2 players on Miami and only 1 player on Rams that are going to be starting, I'm going to take Miami plus 2.5. On the road, that's the Monday night game.
Okay.
Any thoughts about that, or
Nope.
you didn't want to touch that game, did you?
Nope.
Because that game could go one of 10 ways, couldn't it?
Yep. All right, so I got San Francisco and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay plus
That's at Tampa Bay, right?
yeah, plus 5.5, 5.5
At home?
at home. No Mike Evans again this week.
No Godwin,
No Godwin again this week.
but also remember, no Ayuk, no Debo.
No, what was that first one?
Ayuk.
You do?
Ayuk got it again.
Man. Is Christian McCaffrey coming back yet?
He's cleared to play. Yes.
Okay, so
Yes. I read it today.
I'll take San Francisco on the minus 5.5.
Really?
Yeah.
On the road, I would have went the other way. I think they're going to really limit him this week.
I think both teams are a bad pick, no matter which one you pick. So
Yeah,
So
and
that's
that,
our
and that
two
game
easiest
could go one of 10 ways as well.
yeah.
All so this one, let's see here. Ooh, this is a very interesting game. I would have taken the over if we were doing totals this week, but we're doing just spreads. Atlanta at New Orleans. What is the...
New Orleans plus 3.5.
New Orleans just got beat by Carolina. For only their second win of the season. Should have been their first because Carolina's terrible. I'll take Atlanta. What was it, minus 3.5?
Yeah.
On the road? Okay. Atlanta's playing really well, guys.
Hey, they're in first. What do you expect?
Yeah. I mean, they dismantled the Cowboys, but...
I mean, it is the NFC West,
Yeah.
but nonetheless, they're
But
still
who
first.
doesn't dismantle the Cowboys? You know what I mean?
All right. All right. Oh, look at that. It's this one right here. The yellow one.
It's like the Monster Energy pea color.
Philadelphia versus Dallas. Dallas plus 7.5. For real?
Yeah. Let me double check that.
Oh my god.
Let me double check that one real quick. But I'm
because holy crap.
3:25 p.m. Philly at Dallas. Dallas plus 7.5. So, can you believe that?
Man.
Like I said, like we said earlier, Philly is playing hot right now, and Dallas is really reeling. But
I'm gonna go with Philly on that game.
you're gonna give the points.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Philly's gonna destroy them.
Now, would you have said differently if it was Dallas and Giants? And I'll tell you why, because Dallas and Giants always play each other tough, year in and year out, no matter what the records are. Kind of like Bears and Packers do.
Well,
you know?
Bears in Detroit too. They always play each other tough.
Yeah, not Bears and Cardinals though, apparently. So
Yeah, no.
I'm still bitter about that game, even though my Cards won. Man, I wanted the Bears to show up. I really did. I wanted it to be more exciting of a game.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, this one, I don't know why this line is so low, to be honest with you. Buffalo is on the road at Indy. Buffalo's only a 4-point favorite at Indy. I like Buffalo to blow them out, don't you?
The way Indy played this last week, yes.
But they played against Minnesota. Minnesota is not a 6-2 team. They're the worst 6-2 team in the NFL right now. I'll give you that. I'll tell you that.
But they played.
But
terrible.
Houston could be
But they
there
played
too.
terrible. They played terrible. Man, I don't know.
I like Buffalo minus the 4 on the road.
I could go with that. I could live with that. I'm gonna do this one, okay?
I can't go for that. No. Who sends
Oh, look at
that?
that. It's the pink one.
Can you show our viewers? So
It's not pink anymore. It's green now. It's a magic trick. Denver versus Kansas City minus 8 for Denver. Or for Kansas
I like
City.
this game a lot, guys.
I'm taking Kansas City.
Minus the 8?
Yep.
Okay. A couple Denver players.
Taking the favorites, man. I think
Oh.
Kansas City's getting it together.
Yeah, I do too, but a couple guys on... I think there's going to be a lot of fantasy points in this game. I'll put it to you that way. Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix, their chemistry is just getting better and better each week.
Well, apparently Kansas City's defense is great until I fall asleep. And then somehow it goes to hell from there.
Was it
That's what happened.
17-10, I think, when you fell asleep or something like that?
No, it was 24-17.
Was it?
Yeah.
And then they gave up a long touchdown drive. So, and it took ate up about 6 minutes or 3 minutes. I don't know what it was, but
See if I ever fall asleep. I'm not sleeping tonight at all.
you're not sleeping again at all? Yeah, your wife will love that.
Yeah, sure.
Oh God, I hate myself for putting this one up there. New York Jets at the Arizona Cardinals. Cards are -1. I don't know which game to take because I thought the Jets were a better team. I picked them a couple times this year. They did win last week for me, minus the 2. You know what? I'm going to take my Cards was it -1, I think? I'm going to take the Cards -1 because you never really know what you're going to get. New York's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Okay then.
You see Trey McBride ran a touchdown in for me?
I see.
Oh, and Cortland Sutton, my receiver, threw to my quarterback, Bo Nix, for a touchdown. So, a lot of weird...
Look, it landed on this one. It is Pittsburgh versus Washington, with Washington at -3.
Oh, my God.
I'll take... Oh.
That's a scary game, dude. That is a very scary game.
I'll take Pittsburgh.
Plus the 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's going to be that close to.
Well, I do too, and the people who are much, much smarter than us when they prognosticate these
I think it's
so.
going to be closer than that 3 points.
Do ya?
Obviously.
I think either team could win that game, and I think it will be close. I agree with you. I'm going to take the Orange Kid.
Okay.
Oh, God. This is Thursday's game. Cincinnati, Baltimore. Oh, man. I wish we were doing totals because that game is going to be high scoring, I think. 53 is the over-under. I just looked. Damn it, I would have loved to take that over. Crap. I'm going to take Cincy +6. I know you probably won't agree with me on this, but Cincy's playing good ball right now. I know so is Baltimore.
I told you a few weeks ago Cincinnati was going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be okay, and they're starting to show that they're going to be okay.
But do you think they're going to cover the 6? At Baltimore.
No.
Okay. I do, so I'm going to take Cincy +6.
I wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't have done that. But again, I think Cincinnati's going to be better this week than they were last week because last week they were better than they were the week before, and I think that's going to keep going.
Well, they looked like shit 2 weeks ago against Philly, but
Yeah, I know. We're talking recent history here, Josh. Not the last.
no,
not
I was
the
going to
whole
caveat
season.
that with Philly is playing lights out right now, guys.
So Minnesota and Jacksonville. Jacksonville's +9.
God. This is the one I did not want to get, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad you did, because Minnesota's on the road, I think, aren't they?
They are. I'm going to take Jacksonville on the 9 points.
That might be the Monday night game.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, it's not. Where is it?
Sunday night? Saturday night. Friday night.
It's not Saturday night.
Thursday night?
Hey, give me a second. Oh, it's a noon game. Okay.
I've given you
No,
one
it's not
second.
+9.5. +4, dude. That's a 4, not a 9. When you said that, I was
Wait a
like,
minute,
what the
whoa.
hell?
Looks like a 9. What the hell?
That's a 4,
You know-
okay?
Okay. Public service announcement: never, ever, ever close up the top of your 4s, especially if they could be a 9.
I do it all the time. Looks like an A-frame house with a line going through without the leg.
I'm not changing my pick. I'm still taking
Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah, Minnesota -4, so that looks a lot better for
No,
you.
no. I went Jacksonville +4.
Oh, +4?
Yeah.
Okay, really?
Yes, I went Jacksonville +4.
Okay, so you agree with me that Minnesota is not playing the best ball right now? Shut up. Just don't even. Yeah,
Anyway.
don't even make the.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We appreciate those of you who have been doing that, and those new subscribers we have. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Like we said, we got 11 new subscribers, guys. That really means the world to us. It does.
It
So
does, really.
especially since we're this much closer to 1,000, where we can do a live show for you.
Yep. So we're only we're at 70. You said
77.
77.
We were at 66 last week, so if it goes like this, we'll be at 88, 99,
So we need 927 more to go. Right?
923.
Same thing. Might as well be a million.
Yeah.
But we will get there.
With your help, guys, we will get there.
With or without your help, we're gonna get no.
Well, we
can
do
only
appreciate
with
you.
your
So
help.
send us in those recommendations for the name of our guest last
Yes,
week.
Yep.
We will announce the winner on next week's show.
Yeah, we will do that, and I guess the only thing left to say is just get back.
On fantasy football.